Hello everyone, in today's video we are going to make donuts in Blender. Now when it comes to making a donut, we are familiar with Blender Guru and his legendary donut tutorials for beginners, but I thought I'd make more simpler version so that it can help you make your own donut in Blender very easily. So let's go jump into the tutorial. Alright, so we are in Blender right now and I'm using Blender 3.6.2. so first thing first, we are going to delete everything from the default scene. So let's go, press A to select everything, and you can either press X or just the delete button on your keyboard and delete everything. And before we start modeling the donut, I'm going to change my render engine from Eevee to Cycles, and then change the device to CPU to GPU from CPU. If you have a GPU, that's fine. If you don't, CPU will work just as well. So, and let's turn down the viewport samples from 1024 to probably 32. That will do just fine. Okay, so to start off, we're going to add a mesh. So go ahead and press Shift A to select your mesh, and we are going to use a torus. Now after adding the torus, don't touch the mesh or don't move it. As you can see, we have a option here. It says add torus. If you move your mesh, the option will vanish. So in here, what we're going to do, we're going to adjust this torus to a donut shape. So let's go and change some settings. So I'm going to decrease our major segments to 32 and minor segment to 10, and also decrease our radius like this. Maybe also change our minor radius to 1.5. No, that doesn't look like donut yet, so let's increase or decrease this thing and increase our settings to 30 and give it some polygons like this. Okay, now we have some sort of shape. So what we are going to do, we're going to go to the front face, press A and grab the mesh and bring it up like this, and let's go shrink it down. So what we're going to do is go to our edit mode, G to grab everything, and scale S, and just to local z-axis scale it down like this. Yeah, now we have some sort of donut shape. So exit the edit mode and maybe pull it down a bit more. Okay, so now we are going to add a modifier, subdivision surface. Give it a nice smoothness. Let's increase our levels to 2 and apply auto smooth like this. Okay, so we're basically done with the shape, and now we're going to add some ups and downs, some roughs, to make it more realistic. So for that we have to go back to edit mode again, and we are with all the vertex mode selected. Make sure you are in the vertex mode. we're going to turn on our professional editing, and smooth is fine. So what we're going to do is we're going to select random vertices like this and just grab it, G, and pull it down like this. Oh no, okay, make sure you are zoom out, your proportional edit zoom out or cursor, otherwise the whole donut will move up and down. So yeah, like this. I'm going to add some bumps randomly onto our donuts. You can pull it up, you can rotate them, whatever you want. Just make sure it's not like picture perfect. To add some here and here, I'm going to rotate this, I'm going to pull it down like this, push it inward like this, You mostly have to focus onto the top part because that's what is going to be visible on our camera viewport. So don't worry about the lower area, we don't have to do much there. So we are just going to focus on here like this. So let's exit out the edit mode and see what it looks like. Yeah, it's just about now that looks like a proper donut shape. And I'm just checking if the thickness is correct, or is it too thick to be a donut. So just to be sure, I'm going to shrink it a bit more, and let's pull it down. And yeah, that is all for the base. And make sure you save your file and also select your donut and Ctrl A and apply scale. So I'm going to rename my mesh from torus to donut like this. And now we are going to work on the top part, the toppings or the glaze. I don't know what they're called. So this is going to be very easy and simple. So let's select our donut again and go to edit mode and turn on our X-ray mode. So all the vertices selected, what we're going to do is we're going to select all the vertices on the top portion like this, and basically duplicate, shift D and release, and P separate, and just press selection. So exit the edit mode again, turn off your X-ray mode, and as you can see we have our top part. This is going to be the glazing. It can be either chocolate or Simpson, the pink color, the Simpson donut as it calls. So yeah, let's go and modify this thing. So go to the front view, and what I want to do is add a solidify modifier to give it a thickness shape, and drag our solidify on top of the subdivision surface to have smooth edge like this, and basically just increase the thickness. Okay, it's going inward, so for that we're going to increase our thickness to negative like this. Let's see, I might have to, work a bit more on the subdivision surface, so we're going to increase our viewport from 2 to 3. And yes, now we have smooth edge here, as you can see. Make sure you also increase into the render port like this. Okay, yeah, that looks nice. And now it's all about giving it a nice shape. Make sure it is perfectly aligned or it looks like a part of a donut. So for that, what I'm gonna do is go to edit mode, and as you can see, all the vertices in the bottom part. So what you have to do is press A to select all the vertices and press Shift N, and you have to just check the inside, and all the vertices is now showing on top of this is basically flipping the normals. Okay, so now what we are going to do is, just like before, we're going to turn on our okay, it's already turned on, and make some droplets like shape. So pull it down like this, maybe okay, since we flipped our normal, what is happening is all the meshes is going inward. So for that, what we have to do is flip back the normals again from outside, and to make sure that doesn't bother in our work, we're going to turn on our extra mode, and now we can work easily. As you can see, I'm making some shapes onto our glazing like this. Let's turn on this proportionality and drop it like this. Let's turn it on again, and I need a sharp. Let's see how it works. Okay, so let's bring this to and close it like this. Yeah, this looks nice. You know the deal, what I'm trying to do. So yeah, you can make your own variation like this, and that's mostly it. We don't need to go too much detailing into this. So we might have to flip back our normals again, depending with the particle settings, because right now what I'm going to do is add some sprinkles on top of our donuts. So before that, I would like to work on the material. So for that, let's go add a nice background. Also, I'm going to rename it what is it called? I'm just gonna call it glaze. That's it. I don't know, man, I might be wrong. I'm just renaming it for the sake of it. So yeah, let's increase our scale up our plane, and yeah, let's add a camera first and position our, I would like to position here like this, and go to our camera, increase the focal length, and maybe rotate the camera. G grab, R to rotate to x-axis like this, and G to grab the camera, Z to bring it up. Okay, yeah, it looks nice now. And also let's make a nice studio setup. So we're going to select our mesh, the plane, and go to the edit mode and select the edge mode. So we're going to select this edge, this edge, this edge with holding down shift button, and basically extrude along z-axis like this. So now we have a nice studio setup. I'm using I added this background, so when I add the lights, it will reflect onto these walls and give us more views, a nice lighting and color. So let's go select these edges and bevel them to give it nice smooth edge like this, and the rest is fairly easy. We just have to smooth it out. And yeah, so now we have to, let's split our screen like this, drag it here, and we are going to increase, zoom in on our render viewport, and let's turn on the render view. So yeah, as you can see, we don't have any light, so I'm going to turn down the wall properties all the way to dark. We don't want any excess light. And now let's shift A and select, I'm going to add a area light, bring it up like this. Let's set up our lights. This is basically going to be a primary light, which is going to be right on top of a donut, and we're going to duplicate these lights and go to y-axis and bring it here. What I'm gonna do is rotate the pointer to our subject like this, and we are going to add another let's rotate this light and bring it over here. So for that, an easy way to do that is change our pivot view to 3D cursor, and with this light selected, grab G, R to Z axis and just 45, no, go to G, R, Z and just write down 90 degree on your keyboard, and there we go, easy. Okay, make sure you change your pivot point after you do that, and duplicate this one again, and we're going to use this as our background light. So we're going to bring it over here and basically increase the size, so we have some nice shadow over here. Yeah, I think the lighting looks nice. So what I'm gonna do is go to our output and check this render region and go to our camera here and go to viewport display and just increase this this option, press a part out. Okay, my bad, that's a real time twister. And black out everything we don't need, we just need the views, whatever we have in our camera view. That's the way we can save some VRAM on our graphics card. Alright, so now let's just increase our lighting power. So for the primary camera, maybe go 200 watt. Oh, that is way too much. Let's go to 50 sounds about right. For the background, I'm going to change the color to give it a more dynamic look, if you know what I mean. And so for that, I'm going to go with light yellowish like this. So you can see we have some changes around here, and let's go this one and change it to maybe a light orange. Yeah, this looks nice. And also we need to increase the power to 30, and let's go give it maybe 20. We might change our power later depending if we need it or not. Make sure you save your files. And yeah, now we're going to add our material onto our donuts. So first thing first, I'm going to open up another tab here, split the screen, and you can also push it right bit, we don't need that much, and zoom it out. So now we can change it to shader editor. So first thing first, I'm going to change our background color. Make sure you also rename it to, I'm gonna rename it studio, and this is just going to be a basic normal color, base color. All you have to do is change the base color. So I'm gonna go with a light blue like this. Yeah, that will do. And maybe increase our roughness. We don't need any bouncing light from the ground or background, and that's about it. We don't need anything more. This is going to be a very low poly, well, medium poly, and easy to make donuts. So now we are going to select our donuts, and also we're going to hide out our top parts to make sure we can see our donut properly. Alright, so let's add another new material. I'm going to rename it to donut, and let's see, the donut color is going to be a brown and a light brown. So what we're going to need is a gradient texture. Maybe you can either use gradient texture or you can use a wave texture to make some gradient effect around the circle. So for that, I'm going to, first thing first, I'm going to need a color ramp, obviously. So let's go Shift A and go onto the search button, press color, type color or color ramp, and just connect it to the base color like this. And I'm gonna add a wave texture. The reason I'm gonna need a wave texture is because, as you can see, we have some lines here. So before doing anything, I'm going to add the mapping nodes. So for that, just with the wave texture selected, Ctrl T, and connect object to vector like this. Okay, so let's just add rings like this, and as you can see, it's not how I want it to be. So we're going to change it to spherical, and we're going to increase our or decrease our scale like this, and make sure we have a circle only around the edge part like this. For a better view, what I'm gonna do is, I'm going to change it to our viewport shading, so we can have a nice look here. As you can see, only the outer circle is blacked out. That's what I need basically. And let's increase the color like this. That is what I wanted. So for the distortion, let's go 1.2. That is way too much. 0.2 seems fine. And also we are going to need a bump node to give some bump onto our donut to make it look fluffy. After all, it's a bread, so let's go add a bump node here, and we're going to connect normals to normals, and we're going to connect fact from web texture into heights like this. Also we have to decrease our strength. Let's go 0.5 for now. We might change it later depending on our needs. And let's go to our render viewport again to have a good look. And yeah, we are basically done. We just have to change our colors. So from this dark portion, I'm going to choose, let's see, a light brown, and for this one I'm going to choose a dark brown like this. And if you need, you can bring it closer like this. And as you can see, we have some nice bumps onto our donut and some shininess. We don't need that shiny. I'm gonna increase the roughness like this, and also increase our roughness and details here to 15. Yeah, it looks nice. I'm just making sure it doesn't look odd, so I'm gonna come to our Z location. I'm going to bring the rings a bit up like this, maybe 0.01. This is where mapping node is very helpful. You can just move around anything as much as you want. So yeah, this looks like in a perfect place. Okay, so yeah, that's mostly how our donut is going to look like. I might increase the gap in the circle a bit more like this. Yep, that looks okay. And let's see, increase our bump a bit more to 0.5. And if you want, you can add more color into your donut to make it a bit more realistic, but for now I'm just going to go with these two. And if you want to use exactly the same color, there we go, this is the hex code for the lighter brown, and this is the code for the darker brown. Okay, so that is it for the donut. Now let's go and hide our top portion